Well, it's exactly what you say. It's a training camp. So the first few days are always going to be difficult and tough and hard work for them. You know, we've had a decent break, and they're here now to get themselves in as good a condition as we can get them. So the training camp, I've been here now, fortunate. I've been here 5 years, 5 times. So I knew exactly what I was getting, and it never lets you down. There's nice weather to work in, not too hot, a little breeze of the Algarve, and the facilities are terrific. You know, all managers want to get off to a nice start. If you can get off to a good start, it helps everybody. And I think it's all about the preparation and what we can get out of pre-season. And hopefully that'll stand us in good stead for when we kick off on August the 5th. Big live game on the telly, all geared towards, can we go and get off to a good start? We're still obviously hoping that we can bring another 2-3 additions into the club. And the quicker you can get working on team pattern of play, the way you play, then obviously the better for everybody concerned. So it's important pre-season in all of that respect. I hope we can do a bit of business pretty soon, and that we can get them, because the good thing is if you can get the players in and get them settled before the season starts, it's obviously enormous help. Well, he's everything that I knew he would be, because he's got a special humility about him. Take away his football and skills, which everybody knows. You don't play at the top level like he's done for how many years without being a very, very good player. And it's quite apt. I've read an article this morning by Sir Alex Ferguson saying if he had been in charge of Manchester United, he tried to sign John Terry. So he's had a huge influence already. The media attention, of course, is huge. And he's exactly what we're looking for. All managers like that bit of quality, that leadership skills. Is a bit of a dying art, I have to tell you. He's got an abundance, and I'm sure he's going to be a huge hit and a huge acquisition for everybody concerned. When you first meet him and you see him stripped and you see him training, his physical condition at 36 is fantastic. So, of course, he always has that little bit of awe because he's at the end of the day John Terry. But when he walks out on the training pitch and you see the condition he's in, then you understand that it takes, well, a bit of dedication to be exactly the way he is. We hope to be able to announce something hopefully in the next 24, 48 hours if we can. That would be ideal. It's no big secret that I'm still hoping that we can tie up Sam Johnson from Manchester. I think that's still ongoing, but ultimately we have to respect Manchester. I know they go on tour on Sunday. We'll see what develops in the next 24, 48 hours before they actually go on tour. What I've learned very, very quickly, when you play for a big club or you manage a big club like Aston Villa, then you have to have big players who can handle the expectation of what the big club demands. Now, John Terry, for example, has played at the top level. I know that he'll handle it, no problem at all. So that's where I'm looking for, to add that little bit of experience, quality, Premiership quality if I can, to go with the youngsters and the good players that we've got, and get that mix right, because I think last year there's been huge change in the club over the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and an accumulation. So hopefully my aim is to get it on a steady ship. Obviously to do that we need to have a bit of success. We need to be there or thereabouts at the top end of the league, we understand that, and hopefully put back in place the foundations, what will set us up to make sure that we're on the right track to getting into the Premier League and going in the right direction again. For the last 3, 4, 5 years, it has to be said that the club was going the other way, which is not nice to see with a club like ours. It was unfortunate for Berker because he got injured. He got injured in a nasty injury. He's never had an injury in his life. And lo and behold, he got injured. He'll be a very decent, it's like a new signing, because we only seen him for 3 or 4 games. But what it has done, the injury, it's let him settle into the club and settle into watching English football the way it is. So I class him as a new signing, because we didn't see a lot of him last year. And he looks in very, very good condition when he's come back in pre-season. He's a bit of all action. He's not your dribbler type, but he's fiercely determined, highly competitive, wonderful athlete, and the capability of scoring a goal. You know, every time he's played over the years, he's managed to get 6, 7, 8 goals. So I hope that can continue for us. I think the first thing with Richie is not to rush him. He's been out for a long, long time. And when you've got a cruciate, in my experience, you never really get back until you recover from the length of time you've been in. So for me, yes, he's back on the pitch, but he's 3/4 there. You know, all sorts happens when you come back from injury, the mind, the rest of your physical condition. So we've got to just gently ease him back in. He's 11 weeks in now, and he's working away at, in Paris and Clairefontaine. The reports back are very, very good. We expect to see him back in England on the 20th of this month. So we're hoping then with another 2-3 weeks training after that, then he's there or thereabouts. And we're delighted with the progress that we can report. Grealish has got another 10 days or so. I would think it was important that he had some sort of holiday. So he's having an extended break at the moment. And Mile's had a little groin operation when we expect him to be in and around us next week when we return back to Bodymore. So that's what we're looking at with him. I found it very, very difficult this time last year because it was just about a year ago that I decided that we'd part ways with Hull. And I was going to have a year off. That was the plan, was to take a year off. And I came down here for 3-4 months. And I can honestly say that if it hadn't been for Aston Villa, then probably I might still be on holiday. I'm delighted I've had the opportunity to manage the club briefly for the last 8 months, 9 months. And I'm solely determined to turn it round, make sure we've got the right balance and the right squad to mount a challenge, and looking forward to that challenge. Like, you know, as I said many, many times, I've waited 20 years for an opportunity like this, so I'm not going to give it up lightly. I've managed to do it 4 times. What I would give to make it 5 is probably blatant to everybody who comes across me. I'm fiercely determined that we'll get there. Given time, I know that I'll get there. Time is obviously the one thing that all managers want. But given it, I'll get there. I'll do my utmost to make sure it's this year, if we can, because this is what this club is. We don't want to be in the Championship. We don't want to be there. So the quicker we're out of it, the better. And I'll do my utmost to try and turn this round.